the hours. You belong somewhere you feel free. Run away, find you a lover. Go away, somewhere all bright and new. I have seen no other who compares with you. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong in a boat out at sea. You belong with your love on your arm. You belong somewhere you feel free. Run away, go find a lover. Run away, let your heart be your guide. You deserve the deepest of cover. You belong in that home by and by. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong somewhere close to me, far away from your trouble and worry. You belong somewhere you feel free. You belong somewhere you feel free.
Your love lifted me higher than I've ever been lifted before. So keep it up, quench my desire, and I'll be at your side forevermore. You know your love keep on lifting me higher, higher and higher. Said your love keep on lifting me higher and higher. Now once I was downhearted. Disappointment was my closest friend. But then you came and it soon departed. And you know he never showed his face again. Your love keeps lifting me. Love keeps lifting me higher and higher.
Here today to witness and celebrate a marriage between two absolutely amazing people. Theirs is a relationship built on friendship, respect, and an unparalleled love for each other. It means so much to Fallyn and Connor that each of you has made the trip here to Mexico today to celebrate as they begin their life together. Your presence has allowed them to begin this life surrounded by the people they love the most, and each of you has given something of yourselves to them. Therefore, it's only appropriate that you should be here to celebrate as they begin this new life together. Before I continue, I do want to take a moment to thank the parents. Holly and Jerry, Mom and Brian, without you, we would have no reason to be here today, because it was you who brought these two people into the world, and it was you who raised them to become the great people that they are today. Today, we are witnessing the next stage in their lives and your continuing support and encouragement will be needed as they unite in marriage and begin their new life together. I also want to take a moment to mention that there are several people who could not be here today, people close to Fallyn and Conor, but whose thoughts and blessings are with them. And there are loved ones who are no longer here in body, but who are here today in spirit. And now, let's talk about the two stars of today's show, the two people who we are celebrating today. Conor and Fallyn are very much a modern couple. Even though they both lived in New York City at the same time, and both lived in San Francisco at the same time, they met each other in cyberspace. And what a perfect match they are. Fallyn is a counselor at an elementary school. Conor is a sales rep for a technology company. Fallyn loves meditation. Conor loves watching Raiders football. Fallyn loves yoga. Conor loves boxing. But before you laugh, seriously, let's take a moment and remember the words of the great Jack Handey, who once said, "Boxing is very much like a ballet, except there's no music and no choreography, and the dancers hit each other." But all jokes aside, Conor and Fallyn have discovered in each other the perfect partner with whom to share their lives. They have a great sense of fun and humor. They both love music and travel and adventure. And they're both warm, kind-hearted people who enrich the lives of their friends and family. For those of you who don't know, I'm Conor's big brother, and that means I've had a little bit of an opportunity to get to know him over the years. But I'm also grateful for the fact that I had the opportunity to get to know Fallyn on our family trip to Aruba last summer. Our stay in Aruba consisted of a particular routine each day that went like this. Wake up, eat breakfast together, hang out together at the pool or the beach, eat lunch together, hang out some more together at the pool or the beach, eat dinner together, hang out some more together at the pool or the beach, have drinks together, and then go to sleep. Not together. And as you can imagine, this sort of daily routine gives you a great opportunity for conversation and to really get to know a person. And as I said, I'm grateful for that opportunity because it allowed me to see why my little brother, who is not easily impressed with people, fell in love with this beautiful woman. One memory in particular from that trip that stands out is a memory that really speaks to Fallyn and Conor's shared sense of fun and adventure. One of the attractions at the resort was this huge inflatable raft that 4 people could sit on while being tugged by a speedboat. And it was their idea that we should just throw all caution to the wind and actually get on this thing. And somehow we agreed. It was me and my 2 siblings, Megan and Conor, and my soon-to-be sister, Fallyn. As soon as I climbed on this thing, I started to have my doubts. Conor and I were seated on the outside of the raft, with Megan and Fallyn wedged tightly in between us. There were no seatbelts or straps to hold us in. All we had was one handle each to hold on to for dear life. Then the boat started and began to tow us, and at first it really wasn't that bad. We glided gently across the waves, we looked at the view of the beach, and we thought, this is pretty nice. But then the boat started to speed up, and then it speeded up a bit more, and then it speeded up a bit more. And the next thing we knew, we were hitting these huge waves, going way up into the air, barely able to hang onto the raft, and then crashing with a thud back onto the water. And then the boat started to veer back and forth from side to side, throwing our bodies first in one direction and then back in the other direction. And this was a struggle because while I was trying to hang on for dear life, I was also trying not to slam into my poor sister Megan, who was seated next to me. Looking back, I'm pretty sure the boat driver was trying to overturn the raft or maybe even kill us. This continued for 47 minutes, although they insisted it was only a 5-minute ride. And then eventually the boat slowed down and began to tow us back to shore. And at that moment, for the first time since the ride began, I looked over to my left to see if Megan and Fallyn and Conor all had their limbs intact. Not only was everybody okay, but Fallyn had this huge smile on her face, like the best thing in the world had just happened. And We all started to laugh, and we all joked about how we had stared into the jaws of death and emerged victorious. And I thought to myself, this is a woman who knows how to enjoy life. This is my kind of sister. And then another thing that stands out from that trip is just how easily and comfortably Fallyn fit in with our family. It felt so natural, even though we hadn't really gotten to know each other much prior. And I was especially impressed by how Fallyn interacted with our kids, Luke and Carter, who just brought up the rings. And as you know, if you know Fallyn, she's just amazing with kids. And I have no doubt that when Connor and Fallyn start their own family someday, you guys are going to be amazing parents. But for now, I do just want to say a few things to two of you directly. Connor, I still remember when you were a little boy, and I asked you, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you looked at me and you said, I want to be a hero. And I'm happy to say that that's exactly who you are today. Not a superhero like Batman and Robin, not in that sense, but a good man who lives his life the right way. The kind of man who I want my son to look up to, the kind of man who I can point to and say, with pride, that's my brother. And Fallyn, I want to say thank you. Thank you for making my brother happy. Thank you for making me and my family happy. It makes us so happy to have you become one of us, and it makes us happy to see Connor sharing his life with such a wonderful person. So thank you for being you. We all look forward to having many great memories with both of you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Megan, Connor's sister. I've picked an excerpt from The Art of Marriage by Wilfred Arlen Peterson. Happiness in marriage is not something that just happens. A good marriage must be created. In marriage, the little things are the big things. It's never being too old to hold hands. It's remembering to say I love you at least once a day. It's never going to sleep angry. It's at no time taking the other for granted. The courtship should not end with the honeymoon. It should continue through the years. It's having a mutual sense of values and common objectives. It is standing together facing the world. It is forming a circle of love that gathers the whole family. It is doing things for each other, not in the attitude of duty or sacrifice, but in the spirit of joy. It is speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It is not looking for perfection in each other. It is cultivating flexibility, patience, understanding, and a sense of humor. It is having the capacity to forgive and forget. It is giving each other an atmosphere in which each can grow. It is the common search for the good and the beautiful. It is establishing a relationship in which the independence is equal, dependence is mutual, and the obligation is reciprocal. It is not only marrying the right partner, it is being the right partner. You're welcome.
Fallyn, standing here today, I'm the happiest and luckiest man on earth. Words can't describe the emotions that I feel when I'm with you. With you by my side, every challenge is less daunting, every frustration less consuming, every joy is amplified. Every day begins and ends with you and I together, and that makes every day perfect. When I first met you, I could tell you were special. Over time, I would realize just how unique you really are. Your beauty was apparent immediately, but with each passing day, I was exposed to your kindness, compassion, patience, thoughtfulness, and ambition. I love your smile. I love the way you treat people. I love how you treat me. I love trying new things with you, and I love your big ideas. Together, you and I have a new world in front of us. As we set our sights on the future, I promise that the first and last words you hear from me every day will be, I love you. I promise that all individual and mutual goals, all achievements, and all failures will be shared. For we are a team rowing in tandem. I promise to strive to be a more perfect partner. I can guarantee you I will make mistakes. But I did compliment you on your patience earlier. I promise to continue being open to all the awesome new experiences you bring my way. Are we going to Burning Man this year? Okay. Lastly, through the inevitable ups and downs that life brings our way, I promise to be a stabilizing force. No matter what happens, you can rely on me to laugh with you, dance with you, cry with you, have lazy Friday nights with you. You truly make me the happiest man on earth.
Connor, my love, when I moved to New York in 2010 after grad school, I wrote on the back of an envelope a list of 55 things that I wanted in my life. I have kept this envelope and happened upon it a couple months ago. Number 10 read, pay debt. Number 24, car, Range Rover Sport. Number 39, Bali. Number 49, always do yoga. Number 52, man of my dreams. Next to man of my dreams, I wrote smart, athletic, driven, generous, sincere, social, good-looking, funny, loving, understanding, and travel. Although it took some time for you to show up, and then it took some time for me to let you in, I truly manifested you, the man of my dreams, and I got so much more. Connor, you are such a wonderful friend, uncle, brother, and son, and up until now, my amazing Fifi. I feel so honored that I get to call you my husband, aka my hoo-hoo, and that you're my partner in life. I'm so excited for what the future holds and all the adventures ahead, including starting a family, because you're gonna be the best dad. Knowing that our relationship is based on deep love, respect, and having a growth mindset, and that we have the constant love and support of our beloved family and friends, we will surely be able to get through any challenge together and embrace and cherish the moments, big and small. Connor, I promise to love you and care for you. I promise to respect and appreciate you for who you are, as well as the person you wish to become. I promise to always give you head scratches, back love, and endless affection. I promise to support you through the difficult times and rejoice with you through the happy times. I promise to show you every day that I know exactly how lucky I am to have you in my life.
These rings are the symbols of the vows to be taken here today, a circle of wholeness. These rings mark the beginning of a journey filled with wonder, surprises, tears, laughter, celebrations, grief, and joy. May these rings always glow with the warmth and passion for life that flows through their wearers today. Connor, repeat after me. Because this ring is perfectly symmetrical, it signifies the perfection of true love.
Because this ring is perfectly symmetrical, it signifies the true meaning of love.
As I place it on your finger, I give you all that I am and ever hope to be.
As I place it on your finger, I give you all that I am and ever hope to be.
Fallyn, repeat after me. Because this ring has no end or beginning, it signifies the continuation of true love.
Because this ring has no end or beginning, it signifies the continuation of true love.
As I place it on your finger, I give you all that I am and ever hope to be.
As I place it on your finger, I give you all that I am and ever hope to be.
Fallyn+Conor, we have all heard you promise to share your lives in marriage. We support you and are ready to celebrate the promises you've made. Carry these promises close to your heart, remember them always, but most of all, live them each and every day. It is not this ceremony that makes your marriage real, but rather your enduring love for each other. Finally, we will conclude this ceremony with the Jewish tradition of breaking the glass. The breaking of the glass, like the commitment that Fallyn and Conor have made today, is irrevocable and permanent. It will always remind us that even in the happiest times, we must remember there is still much suffering in the world. Marriage can be as fragile as glass, and therefore we must treat any marriage with special care. As the groom breaks the glass, I invite everyone to shout Mazel Tov, which means congratulations and good luck, and then the new couple will seal their marriage vows with a kiss. Mazel Tov!
Joanna drove slowly into the city. The Hudson River all filled with snow. She spied the ring eyes on her finger. Oh, a thousand years in one piece of silver. She took it from his lily white hat. Showed no fish, she'd seen the thing in the young man's wings. Don't get a ring. Look outside, the raincoat's gone, say oh. Look outside, the raincoat's gone, say oh. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, hey, hey. His eyes roll southward, sick and exotica. Down to the Pueblo Hudson, New Mexico. Cut his teeth out, took cars, harmonicas, oh, oh, oh. I saw Joanna down in Soho. She took an apartment in Washington Heights. Half of the ring lies here with me, but the other half's at the bottom of the sea. Look outside, the raincoat's gone.
Some days are diamond, some days are rocks, some doors are open, some roads are black, and sundowns are gold, and they fade away. If I never do nothing, I'll get you back someday, 'cause you got a heart so big it could crush this town, and I can't hold out forever, even won't fall now. All around your island there's a barricade, keeps out the
Thank you, everybody, for coming the distance that you all traveled to be here today with Fallon and I. It's truly an honor that we have such a turnout for this ceremony and this celebration and this party, and we are truly blessed and honored to share this day with all of you. So let's try to have a really, 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 really good, fun time so we regret it tomorrow morning. And let's, here we go, I'll turn it over to Fallon.
Yes. Thank you all so much for coming. You all mean so much to both of us, and we couldn't have asked for anything better. This is definitely surreal and amazing, and we're so happy you could share it with us. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Enjoy and have fun. Let's do it.
Before getting into some of the stories and things about Conor, I just want to say thank you to both sides of the family, to Conor, to Fallon, to everyone here as well, because I think what makes a wedding special is the small things and what everyone does to contribute not just to today, but to just the experience that's been these past couple days. And so that's really awesome to have, and it's been a great environment. Yeah. So, you know, to start out, I've known Conor since I went to a rival high school from Hunterdon Central, and I met Conor in less than ideal circumstances, let's say, kind of rival social gangs in a way. And from there, we went to college together. We were roommates. We played lacrosse. And after we went to New York, we lived together there. And since then, we've obviously still kept in touch, traveled the world. What is it? South Africa, Europe, Japan we've been to, and going to go to some other places soon. So I think, you know, I could speak with some credibility towards some of what I've seen from Conor's experiences. But you know, when Conor asked me to first come up and be, and ask him to be his best man, my first reaction was like, yeah, of course. I mean, I got to beat all those guys over there and, you know, someone over here. So, yeah, fine, great. And it didn't really dawn on me until I actually landed here in Cancun. And from there, I started to think more and more about what it meant. And with every passing minute up to this very moment, I felt just sort of overwhelming sense of honor. And I'm deeply honored to be here. And part of sort of when I was preparing my speech, it was like, why do I feel so honored? And I started to explore and venture around what it meant to be Conor's friend and sort of what made Conor make me feel this way. And I also realized that Conor doesn't really talk a lot about himself. And probably half of the people in this room don't really know much about Conor. You know he's a good guy. You know he's with Fallon now and these things, but you may not really know who Conor is and sort of what makes him tick. And so I think there's a few things that really stand out for me. And the first one is that despite being the biggest spaz and kind of hyperactive, freaky person you'll ever meet, Conor is one of the coolest, clearest, and most sort of sincere people under pressure. He always can see things clearly. He can always sort of get himself out of a rough situation, whether that's with business, whether that's socially, whether that's anything. I've never seen someone be able to navigate and sort of come out of it or have such a clear head going into a struggle and a challenge. And for me, that's really an incredible skill set to have. Conor is deeply altruistic. He cares so much for people. In fact, I consider him like, whenever I need to get gossip on any one of my friends, I just go to Conor. He's always in touch with people. He's always talking to people. He's always giving back. And he's always trying as hard as he can to stay connected to people. And that takes a real effort. And even for me, being so far away, we always find a way to connect and chat. And it means a lot. And it's really, really special. Some other things about Conor is, for me, I'm really taken back by his dedication, his hard work, and his work ethic. So in college, when we played lacrosse, Conor was a face-off specialist. So he would specialize in just one particular thing. And it required a lot of repetition. For me, it was boring. I mean, I couldn't do that. But he just loved it. He owned it. He did every single facet of it in order to perfect it. And something probably very few of you actually realize is that he tied the NCAA record for most consecutive face-off wins in a single game with 26 across all divisions. Right? And that's Conor. And this work ethic also carried into things like school. So what Connor would do in college is he'd drink about 4 gallons of coffee by 7:30 in the morning. He'd start sweating, and then he'd just go to class. And he'd go to class religiously, consistently. He'd work hard, and he'd always make sure to deliver on time. And he was always talking about how his classmates weren't sort of keeping up with his time schedule. So he was a little stubborn in that way, but at the same time, this dedication was really not common, and it showed both in sports. It shows also in his work. For those of you that again, don't know, he's extremely successful at what he does. Without a doubt, the career Connor has been able to build in sales has been incredible. And he will be the last person to explain to you what he's accomplished, what he's done. But I know, and I've seen, and I talk to him, and sometimes we might drink a little too much, and then we exchange how much we make, and Anyway, it's incredible. And I think that this hard work, this dedication, and how he approaches things in business has led him to have already, at his age, such an incredible and successful career. Yeah, another one. Another thing that I think really brings Connor and I together is around his ability to just be forthright, honest, and a straight shooter. And that, for me, is a big deal because that's the way I am. And what Connor always appreciates is just giving it to him straight. You know, of course, he wants to talk about how your day was, but what he really matters and what he really cares about is how you're doing. He'll ask you straight up, and he will always, at least with me, keeps me in check. If I'm doing something wrong, if I make a mistake, he's the first one to tell me about it. He's the first one to give me guidance. He's not there. If I don't need a pat on the shoulder, he's not going to give me one. And I think that honesty is really rare to find because it's not just to serve him. It's not to de-escalate a situation. It's there all the time. Regardless of what day, night, situation it is, he's always going to give you the truth. And I think that's really something that's humbling and incredible. So how does this sort of translate into Fallyn and what happened here tonight? I've had a front row seat to the Greek tragedy that was Connor's dating life up to this point, you know, and like I had like a bucket of popcorn, a big smile on my face, and watching just like the Hindenburg go down, you know, this was what it was about. And I knew something was different because I think this was the exact conversation we had. I went up to Connor, I was like, yo, hey, what's up, man? He goes, you dating anyone? He goes, yeah. Oh, sweet, what's your name? Fallyn. You like her? Yeah. And I go, why? And this is where it really stuck out. He just goes, she gets me, period. That killed the conversation for me because I was just like, oh, okay. And I think that's a really powerful thing because Fallyn, you know, Connor, as we heard with his vows and sort of with the experience I've had, and of course with what you've had, you've seen through all these qualities. And there's a very old Greek saying that says, show me your friends, show me your partner, and I'll show you who you are. And this is also a reflection of you as well because these values are also instilled in you. These values are complemented by you and each other. And I think it's really incredible because he found you, and through you, I've seen him somewhat calm down. He's still a big spaz, but I mean, he's definitely calmed down a bit. And I think that's been incredible to see because, you know, Connor just feels understood and heard. And I think that's something that always has valued and he's really cherished. And, you know, Fallyn, I think you have yourself a winner. I don't think Connor knows how to fail. This guy will dedicate everything he has to you, to your family. He will provide money. He will provide a good job. He will never give up. Even if the going gets tough, he's going to get going. And I know that there's going to be some times where you're going to be extremely frustrated with him, especially around like that objectivity whenever you guys have those little arguments, and he's always probably right, but you don't want to admit that. But also take pride in that moment because that ability to have clarity, even in those stressful times, is a rare skill to have, and I think it's going to be a really strong foundation that you both can build off of. So with that, I'd like for everyone to raise their glass, please. And I'd like to propose a toast. Fallyn, you're absolutely stunning. You're beautiful. I'm so happy for you. Conor, you're my best friend. You're my role model. I love you, man. Love you. To Conor and Fallyn.
Good evening. I hope everybody's having a great time. What a day today was. I just could not believe it. Fallyn and Conor got married, had a great ceremony, and they deserve it. They're two great, great kids. Thank you. Fallyn and Conor, what a pleasure. Let me just put my glasses on.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Fallyn and Conor, you planned a spectacular wedding day at a magnificent resort. It's just spectacular here. Only the two of you could do such a great job. Fallyn, my sweetheart, you look beautiful. Your dress and everything else, you're a gorgeous bride. You really, I just couldn't believe it. You are beautiful. And Conor, you are a very handsome groom, really. I think you'll make a great couple. Now I'm just going to talk a little bit, very, very quickly, about memories that I have with Fallyn. Very quickly, I'm going to tell you about Fallyn Smith, now Fallyn Buckley. At 7 years old, Fallyn just turned 7 in June. Fallyn went to overnight camp, Camp Robin Hood. She loved camp and made many, many lifelong friends. A lot of them are here tonight. Fallyn went to Canton Public Schools, very popular. She made a lasting friendship with 12 classmates. That friendship still exists today. They basically treat each other like sisters. They know exactly what they're doing when they're having children, what's going on. It's really amazing that they can still talk to each other, even though they're spread all over the country, and it exists. Fallyn brought Conor to John's, my other son-in-law's, birthday party in Newport, Rhode Island. 5 of the group drove an hour and a half to meet Conor, and they approved, and I also approved. Many of the girls are here today, and they're in the back room, and they're all over here. Conor, that was the first time that Holly and I met you, was that day. Obviously, you really impressed us. I loved every minute of it, and we loved you immediately. You and Fallyn are a perfect couple. Next step was college at the University of Maryland and her master's degrees at San Diego State. San Diego was Holly and my favorite place to visit. Fallyn, San Diego would be a nice place to build a home for both you and Conor. So that was just a side that I think it would be really, really nice. After graduation, Fallyn lived in New York and San Francisco. Many of her friends from both places are celebrating with her tonight. From Canton, Mass. to Camp Robin Hood, from Maryland to San Diego, from New York to San Francisco, Fallyn Smith Buckley has always been a great friend. She makes friends with everybody. She can go into a room with 100 people there, not knowing anybody, and she knows 100 people when she leaves. And Conor is the same way. I mean, they're two perfect people together. And now we have many, many friends that Fallyn has met throughout here celebrating with her. Holly and I, Mary and Brian, would like to thank all of Fallyn and Conor's relatives and friends for joining them on their wedding day. Conor, welcome to the Smith family. We're going to try to be on time. I know sometimes we're not, but you may have to forgive us. But Fallyn said you're very forgiving. But welcome to us. We have, honestly, we have never seen Fallyn so happy. In all her life, I have never seen her so happy. So thank you, and welcome. You are a perfect couple. Holly and I want to welcome Brian and Mary, Derek and Megan to our family also. I am sure we will be celebrating many occasions together. All of Fallon's and Connor's relatives and friends, you made this week at Sapphire, and it's been spectacular so far all week. So much fun. Thank you for coming. We really appreciate it. We want to wish Fallon and Connor Mazel Tov, which means good luck and many years of health and happiness, and always keep having fun.
Testament to Fallon and Connor to have all of you here, for the celebration of their wedding. And Jerry and I feel blessed to have Connor and his family become part of our family. To Fallon and Connor, promise each other to look for the best in each other. Take care of the love you have created and treat it as your most valuable treasure. Honor your similarities and differences and hold each other close so nothing comes between you. We are so proud of both of you and everything you have accomplished. You have done such a wonderful job bringing everyone together for this special occasion. We love you very much. Thank you.
Memories press between the pages of my mind. Memories sweeten through the ages just like wine. Quiet thoughts come floating down and settle softly to the ground like gold of autumn leaves around my feet. I touch them and they burst apart with sweet memories. Sweet memories of holding hands and red bouquets and twilights trimmed in purple haze and laughing eyes and simple ways and quiet nights and gentle days with you. Memories press between the pages of my mind. Memories sweeten through the ages just like wine. Memories, memories of holding hands and red bouquets and twilights trimmed in purple haze and laughing eyes and simple.
I hope the days come easy and the moments pass slow, and each road leads you where you wanna go. And if you're faced with a choice and you have to choose, I hope you choose the one that means the most to you. And if one door opens to another door closed, I hope you keep on walking till you find the window. If it's cold outside, show the world the warmth of your smile. But more than anything, more than anything, never forget all the ones who love you in the place you left. I hope you always forgive and you never regret, and you help somebody every chance you get. Oh, you find God's grace in every mistake.